Grab your cocktail shaker, kick back, and get ready for the big fat party. Greg and his band of unintelligibles are back, mixing, drinking, reviewing, and discussing Bloody Marys and all that goes with them. My Big Fat Bloody Mary podcast, where you'll never drink alone.
Welcome to episode 23 of My Big Fat Bloody Mary podcast. From Wisconsin's sunny West Coast, why drink alone when you can drink with us? Well, it's a pretty special episode today, as you may have already gathered.
They all are.
It is special, but it's spooky today. It's our Halloween edition. Yeah, we might just scare the hell out of you. Right? Okay, quit it now. That's too scary. Please. So speaking of, I always like to start out addressing the friends of My Big Fat Bloody Mary, and this is no exception. Thank you, guys. We actually have two of them with us in the studio audience today, Rod and Jill Calkins of Shawano, Wisconsin. Welcome aboard, you guys. Great having you right here in the studio, seeing the dirty underbelly of how this is made. It's like a sausage factory. You may never listen again. But welcome and thanks to all the friends of My Big Fat Bloody Mary podcast. You guys that I drop an episode and you share it on your Facebook wall, you comment, and that stuff has a real snowball effect. For example, today I went and took a look at our stats. You want to guess how many downloads we've had? Several. Anyway.
49,000?
You know, you're so close, Erica. We've had 50,000 downloads. Yeah. I mean,
Holy crap.
I know. It makes you lose faith in humanity, doesn't it?
That's
people
the
have
entire
nothing
population
else to
of
do.
our town.
Yeah,
City.
right.
Almost.
Almost. Slightly less.
Right. And yet we
Fewer.
walk down the street, nobody knows who we are.
No?
No idea what a big deal we really are.
Mhm.
We're really big in Europe, actually. Tremendous flop in the United States, but yeah. So we are My Big Fat Bloody Mary podcast dream team. I'm Greg. I'm going to be your host today, and Lynn Miller is out. She's touring again on her singing tour, but is filling in for her today. What? Why is that so hard to believe?
Because she's doing it in Kansas. That's why.
Yeah.
Nobody goes to Kansas.
They do now.
I guess so.
Yeah.
Well,
So
it's the Halloween edition, so obviously she went there to be under a house with her witch stockings hanging out.
are her feet curling up right now
Yep.
as we
Mhm.
and retracting under the
Yep.
What is the name of her singing tour?
Diva USA, I think it's called.
It would be.
Yeah, no, I had that written down. I'm glad you asked. I just forgot. So, getting back to introduction, joining us today in the studio, filling in for Lynn.
Is me. I'm Elisa.
Welcome.
Thanks.
Thanks a lot.
Thanks for having me.
And of course,
And just FYI, your public radio name
Oh,
is
God.
Aruhandi Israel Jensen. My name is Brad.
My name is Mike.
Erica.
great. So, the full posse in effect. If you want to keep up with us, and I hope you do, we're on Facebook, My Big Fat Bloody Mary podcast. Hit us up on the web, mybigfatbloodymary.com. That's a real nice place to go after you listen to a show, because I'm going to put links up to the products that we're reviewing so you can buy them, maybe, if they're decent. And I'll also put kind of notes about the show and maybe links to swear words or things that we and then I put the ratings up too. So if you want to just maybe cut to the chase and not have to listen to us and just find out how we rated, that would be the shortcut.
Do it that way.
Yeah. But you can also hit us up on Twitter at My Big Fat Bloody Mary. We are also on Instagram, Big Fat Bloody Mary, and on Snapchat, we're Big Papa, BIGPAPAH.
Papa, I like it when you call me Big Papa.
So last week, you may have heard episode 22. Man, we had a blast with that one.
And
That
we
was-
didn't raise a fucking cent.
No, it was our fall pledge drive. And I actually went so far as to create a PayPal button on the website where people could click and donate. I really thought somebody would just go on and like donate $1.
I didn't see a damn thing come
Not a
through.
cent.
Now I feel for to do that since
Yeah.
I wasn't here for
Well,
Well,
the
so here it's still there. I mean, you could still go click on it. Oh, you know what would be hilarious if people went on and like actually donated a shit ton of money? That would be a great joke. People should try that just for the hell of it. That would get us good. We would not see that coming. Yeah, that would be a great.
I'm gonna go donate 59 cents.
Yeah, thank you. But if you want to listen to episode 22, that was a lot of fun. It was our fall pledge drive, our public radio edition. And we actually enjoyed a duet from Garrison Geeler and Lynn. Yeah, it's worth the admission just to hear that. That was magical. And we found out what a damp squid is.
What?
Yeah.
I missed that.
Well,
What
Go
is
back
it?
and listen.
how would she find that out, Brad?
She would go back and listen.
To episode
20.
20.
Yeah, and also check the webpage
And
Yeah. And follow us
because
on
the
Twitter.
show notes are on there.
And tell your friends,
I will.
for fuck's sake.
I will.
Oh.
Yeah, so moving right along though, today is our special Halloween edition. And we're going to be reviewing a pretty unique product here. It's called Boneyard's Bloody Mary Mix. These guys are out of Utah. What's the name of that town, Erica?
I believe it's
Put you on the
Woods
spot.
Cross.
So I talked with their bass player, Dwayne, and he is coincidentally, their band is going to be playing in La Crosse at the Historic Cavalier Theater in December. So we're going to review this mix today, and they have offered a couple of their CDs as today's prizes. So if folks hear the podcast and they share it, or they write a review on iTunes or Stitcher, we'll put you in the drawing. Or if you happen to be one of those lucky people that are friends of the Bloody Mary podcast, you're automatically entered, and we'll give away a couple of their CDs. And we're going to actually do an on-site show with them in December when they're here. We're going to record a couple songs in the green room, some unplugged stuff. So a lot of fun. That's Royal Bliss is the band, and their mix is called Boneyard's Bloody Mary Mix. That's what we're going to be drinking. Of course, Lynn's not here. Elisa has graciously offered to step in and sing us a song, which we have no idea what that's going to be, but we're just going to
Yeah.
spring.
I am. I can't believe I volunteered to do this,
You're
but
speechless.
I am pretty speechless. I am. I have to look up those lyrics.
Yeah, we'll get to it. We have a crew that takes care of all that
Yeah,
stuff. You
yeah,
don't need
we
to.
have
Don't
time
worry.
for
Don't
you.
worry about it.
You have
Okay.
time.
We have interns
Mhm.
for that. And for our Ask Lynn, we do have a question for Lynn, and she's not here. Erica's going to field that. And then, actually, before that, Mike is going to share a story that might be a little scary. So,
Oh,
for
yeah.
some of our less mature listeners, grow a pair. Erica's going to share some obscure profanity, and then we're going to give our ratings to this mix. So,
Enough of the garnish. Let's get to the drink.
if you want to give this stuff a try,
Let's
I went
mix
ahead.
it up.
Yeah.
Yeah, I made it up in advance. This is a concentrate, a liquid that you mix. Let's see, an ounce of this mix goes with a quart of tomato juice or clamato. And so that's what I went ahead and did. I mixed up 2 quarts. So that's what, 4 ounces. Fucker. I went ahead and mixed up 2 quarts. So that's, let's see, if it's 2 ounces for 1 quart, how much did I use? 4. It was 4. Anyway, so let's get these filled up and give it a try. Okay, so we've got these all poured. The mix itself, the mud, the concentrate, if you will, has a lot of chunks of, I don't know, onion and garlic. I mean, it's
noticeable.
yeah,
Mhm.
and even when it's mixed with tomato juice. Let's go around and just give our initial thoughts, if you don't mind, Lisa.
Yeah. Initial thought is it's really good. It's definitely got a lot of garlic in it for sure.
Mhm.
What else? Peppery, not too spicy.
Mhm.
Yeah. I'm a fan already.
Redley?
Got a little bit of a bite to it. This has been chilling on the rocks here for a couple of minutes. I think I'm being anxious to see once it sits in here a little longer, see what my review is.
Yeah. Okay. Cool. Mike?
I'm gonna say this is a little comfort food. This is like a Sunday roast that's been cooking for several hours. It's very savory,
Yes.
and yeah, I'd like it.
What are you drinking?
It's not what he's drinking, it's what he's been smoking, I think.
No, that had a hint of blueberry, actually. That's another story,
Right.
Now,
and another show.
now we are in Wisconsin. And what do you do in Wisconsin?
Well, let's
when
ask
you have
Rod
a
Culkins. He's right in the audience.
Well,
You're from Wisconsin. A chaser.
chaser.
Yeah, geez.
Raise them, ladies and gentlemen.
do it.
Here we go.
Wow.
You know, I feel like I have a safety net under me now. It's so much more comfortable with a chaser.
It's like a 21 gun salute. That's
Right.
Well, Greg, we're
brings
not
tears.
reviewing Finest Call again, though. So
Thank God.
you don't really need a
Lord.
whole big safety net this time.
I know that stuff was really awful. I went through more beer trying to choke that down. Man, oh man. But today is a new day and we've got a new mix. And so what do you think, Erica?
I think it's pretty good. I'm gonna kind of agree with what everybody else has said. Yeah, it's not too spicy. There's definitely garlic in there.
Mhm.
I'm liking it.
Yes, very savory, like Mike points out, but in a pretty good way. There's chunks of maybe dried onion that are kind of coming alive.
That's what I'm tasting right
and
now.
you're actually, I see that you're
you're working
chewing.
on it.
I'm chewing
Yeah.
on it. you know.
Right, yeah. It's pretty good stuff, though. I'd say the spice is coming from a black pepper. You
Mhm.
know, it's
Yeah.
more tip of the tongue sort of heat. It's
It
not
is
that,
tip of the
There's
tongue.
chili
it's
pepper
not that-
extract.
Is there
Mm.
chili? Yeah.
but
Seems like the
black
heat's coming
pepper.
from a black pepper, though, doesn't it?
It's right on
Do
the
you-
tip of your tongue.
Yeah. Yeah.
Do
Do
It's
you guys
nice.
think
I like
some
it.
of the chunks are the pepper too?
I wouldn't doubt it. Yeah,
Yeah.
they're yeah.
There's
for sure.
horseradish in there as well, so it could be that too.
So they have a pretty cool website. Brad, are you on that site right now?
I am. Boneyard's Bloody Blend. The in addition to the blends that they have some nice swag on the site. So maybe we could steal a couple ideas from these guys.
Yeah.
And their social page is pretty funny. And the story behind these guys, as you said, they're a band that's based out in Utah,
Mhm.
and they must be just having a blast with this thing. And
Yeah.
it's obvious on the website the use of the word bone and the
Sure.
variations that they use that word in context
Yep.
is pretty cool. So, and they have a mascot. We need a mascot.
Yeah, why do we
Oh,
not have a
yeah.
mascot?
We have a logo,
How
but
have
we need a
you-
mascot.
50,000 downloads and we don't have
We
a
have a
friggin'
mascot. They've
I
got
I
Bandit.
always just thought Gizmo was the
bullshit.
The dog.
Oh.
No,
Nope.
just
nope.
no.
We'll just keep working on it then.
Yeah,
Dress him up as a Bloody Mary.
yeah, and thanks to thanks to Royal Bliss for offering those CDs that our listeners could win. A couple of their new CDs that they just turned out. So share, rate us, and you'll get in that drawing. Let's move right along to one of my favorite segments of this show.
You know, this wasn't a favorite of yours, this past
Well,
segment here?
my favorite is when I sign off. Oh God, it's over finally. Our listeners appreciate that too. Although they have the luxury of shutting it off at any time. Oh, I envy them. So Elisa, you volunteered to sit in and do
And
a
sing.
song. Yeah.
And sing because Lynn's on tour.
Right.
Enough of that. Now, on to this.
So Elisa is just going to surprise us with something. Hopefully, something a little spooky, something Halloween.
It's
Themed?
definitely spooky.
All
Yeah.
right, lay it on me, Funk Soul Sister.
It's the warm up.
I'm scared.
You should be.
I'm scared for them.
If there's something strange in your neighborhood, who you gonna call? Ghostbusters! Cause there's something weird. It don't look good. Who you gonna call? Ghostbusters!
Who's here? Why did I do
Gizmo
that?
wants to sing too.
I'm afraid of no ghost. I'm afraid of no ghost. Seeing things. Going through your head. Shit.
Oops.
If you're seeing things running through your head, who you gonna call? Ghostbusters! An invisible man sleeping in your bed. Who you gonna call?
I don't know that I would call the Ghostbusters.
I like invisible men in my bed. Oh, I guess you can't.
Remember, you guys are doing a song.
I'm afraid of no ghosts.
Who you gonna call?
You're all alone.
No.
If you're all alone, pick up the phone and call Ghostbusters!
I ain't afraid of no ghosts.
I hear him likes the girls. Come on. I'm afraid of no ghosts.
Yeah, 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 yeah.
Who you gonna call?
Can we be done already?
We can.
Freaky ghost, you better call.
Erica has now moved into an acapella.
I was just loving the
Version.
witch that would
It took Ray Parker Jr. about 45 minutes to write that song, and you can't even finish it.
Yeah.
We tried.
Thanks, you
It's all
guys.
fun and games.
Yeah,
here.
sorry. I'm
It
sorry
really
you guys
is.
had
That
to.
was great.
Sorry you had to listen to
Brad,
that.
you're just like so passive. Oh, that was great, you guys.
It was festive. It was spooky.
Did I do good on the spook factor?
Yes.
Yes.
It was
Yeah.
frightening. Yes.
Yeah.
We were all on the edge of our seats through the entire song. Well, I think you made Lynn proud with that
Thank you.
rendition.
Thank you
Hopefully,
so much.
you'll hear about it if you didn't, though.
Yeah.
She's a very sharp critic. I may have put you in harm's way, Elise. but thanks a lot. So this show is just chock full of extras and little tidbits and treasures. And the next
chock
one,
full, yes.
it reminds me of the bloody we're drinking, which is chock full of nice little
Absolutely.
bite-sized or things that you kind of chew on after that I've been enjoying. But one such bonus, Mike has a story.
I do.
Uh,
Well, it's the Halloween show, so I thought I would tell a spooky folktale. This is actually no one really knows how old this is. It's hundreds of years old. It comes out of Scotland.
How the hell do you know?
Well, I guess I don't. I'm just making that up. I don't know.
Now the truth comes
Thought of it
out.
on the way over today.
It sounded good at the moment.
So it's a Scottish folktale. So I'm going to be doing a Scottish accent, okay, in this story.
Oh no, I'm sorry,
Oh.
we don't.
I'm excited about this.
Well, don't worry, because my Scottish accent sounds at times a little Irish.
I was
And
gonna
then-
say, how do you decipher between
and then
the
at other
two?
times-
Perfectly normal.
At other times, it sounds a lot like a guy from Milwaukee. So just keep that in mind.
Definitely normal.
So there's an old woman who lived. By the way, you need to shut out the lights right now, wherever if you're listening to this, unless you're driving. Don't do that.
Oh, yeah.
If you're listening to this podcast and driving. But yeah, so turn out the lights.
I've got
There's
it
an old
turned
woman.
down in the studio right now. It's very
Sitting in her cottage, high up in the Scottish Highlands.
Quit
dark. Brad, it's
laughing,
not
Brad.
a funny story.
I can't even look at you.
She was all alone. Nothing outside except for the wind howling. She doesn't have a neighbor for miles and miles. So she just sits in her cottage and she spins wool. And she wishes she had some company. All of a sudden, the door blew open and in walked in two broad feet. They came stomping across the floor. They stopped right in front of the woman. Still she sat, still she spun, still she wished for company. Then came in a pair of short legs. They came in scampering across the floor, and they attached themselves to the broad feet. Still she sat, still she spun, still she wished for company. Then came rolling in a pair of thick knees. They rolled across the floor and attached themselves to the short legs. Still she sat, still she spun, still she wished for company. Then came in a pair of huge hips. They attached themselves to the thick knees. Still she sat, still she spun, still she wished for company. And then came floating in a wee waist. It came in, attached itself to the huge hips. Still she sat, still she spun, still she wished for company. Then came in floating a pair of broad shoulders. They came in, attached themselves to the wee waist. Still she sat, still she spun, still she wished for company. Then came scampering in a pair of long arms. They came in, attached themselves to the broad shoulders. Still she sat, still she spun, still she wished for company. And then came in a pair of huge hands. They came scampering across the floor. They crawled up that body and attached themselves to the long arms. Still she sat, still she spun, still she wished for company. Then came in a short neck, came floating in, attached itself to the broad shoulders. Still she sat, still she spun, still she wished for company. And then came in a huge head. It came rolling across the floor, rolled right up that body, and attached itself to the short neck. And finally the woman spoke. She said, "How did you get such broad feet?" Much tramping. Oh, that visitor's voice was gruff. She said, "How did you get short legs?" Lots of running. She said, "How did you get such thick knees?" Lots of praying. She said, "How did you get such huge hips?" Much sitting. Much sitting. She said, "How did you get such a wee waist?" Lots of bending. She said, "How did you get such broad shoulders?" Swinging a bat. She said, "How did you get such long arms?" Hanging from branches. She said, "How did you get such huge hands?" Throwing pumpkins. She said, "How did you get such a short neck?" Oh, looking behind me. She said, "How did you get such a huge head?" Lots of brains. Lots and lots of brains. And then the woman said, "So, what on earth did you come for?" I came for you. Dun, dun, dun.
That's one troubled woman.
I drew a picture. Is that
That's
accurate?
it.
An accurate
That is it.
representation.
Can I see it?
Accurate
Can I see it?
representation.
Yeah,
That
we'll get a
looks-
picture of Erica's
That's good.
artist rendition. and
Very
we'll post
nice.
That on,
Post that on.
Big
Must.
hands.
Take a
Yeah.
picture.
This is the scariest
She's
episode
I
yet.
don't have my phone.
she's very troubled. A very
Yes.
troubled woman.
Yeah,
I had to
hope
make the
everyone's
head
okay.
bigger.
I'm
You know,
okay.
I didn't think there was any Milwaukee-ish into that accent.
We got a question for Lynn, and of course, she's not here. So, Erica, do you want to field this question?
Yeah, that's fine.
Enough of the garnish. Let's get to the drink.
this one comes from Twitter. And these handles people come up with, I don't know what they even mean. HP Giving Soul wants to know, what's the scariest Bloody Mary you've ever had?
Scariest.
That's a broad term.
I guess I'm gonna have to.
I think it's bad.
Yeah. Because I can't remember one that actually like physically scared me.
The label on this mix is rather scary.
It is scary.
Yeah.
But I'll go with. I think maybe we mean taste wise or something. So I'll go with something that a local La Crosse, Wisconsin establishment once served us a Bloody Mary that pretty much tasted like ketchup.
Hmm.
Ooh, that was a little thick.
And it was at midnight, so I guess maybe I'll give it to him.
A little processed.
Yeah.
No, I shared that horrific
experience,
terrifying Bloody Mary with Erica, and we haven't talked about it since.
I'm sorry to bring
You
it
need
up.
Counseling.
Yeah.
I guess I've been blocking that all these years.
Post traumatic
And
stress disorder.
I'm glad you guys are all
Mhm.
here to kind of comfort us as we go back to that. But it was as if it was. There we go. It was as
They're
if
holding hands.
they had a can of tomato juice that got down to about 3 ounces at the bottom, and someone put it in the back room and kind of forgot about it. for a couple years.
Oh.
And then they ran out of tomato juice, and one of the bartenders said, "No, I just saw one in back. Oh, we're good." And then they mixed vodka
These
with it.
yahoos want to bloody at
It
midnight.
tasted rusty and
Rusty.
scary.
I
as
don't
hell.
think we finished it.
No, it was one of the few I walked away from.
Mhm.
Yeah. Yeesh.
So
Oh,
that's
boy.
my scariest.
This is a scary
So literally,
episode.
I mean, literally, it was more like kind of a blood consistency. 'Cause it was
Yeah.
terrible. Yes.
Yeah.
We are doing much better sticking with this theme than we did with the public radio one. I have to say that.
This one's a little-
I beg to differ.
this one's easier to adhere to. It's stickier.
Time for today's profanity.
Erica, did you find any obscure profanity this week? And don't give us, I don't. We all know the 7 words you can't say on television. The George Carlin. That's run of the mill. We've all heard them. What our listeners want is something unique that they might not already know, but they can take into the workplace tomorrow morning with pride and shock people with their profane vulgarity. What do you have?
I did, and I found some Halloweeny stuff.
Ooh.
Perfect.
You know.
Halloweeny.
I will show the audience here that I already scratched
Is that
out a
an
couple.
adjective?
So
A few didn't
Yeah.
make it. So there's a couple on
you
the
didn't
cutting
make
room.
it, and I have like numbers.
You
next to
really
these.
gave this some thought.
We did.
How long did you work on this?
Probably a full 20 minutes, and that's a lot.
It's longer than I put into the show.
It's longer than I put into the last episode.
Same amount of time it took Ray Parker Jr. to write Ghostbusters.
Exactly.
Perfect. On a cocktail napkin, no doubt. Well, what do you got?
Okay. Ghost booty.
What's that?
Oh, that's a thing.
That's who I'm going to call.
You're supposed to just call someone a ghost booty?
Well, what?
No, it's a term.
What is it?
It's
Oh.
a noun.
Okay.
After you defecate.
Oh.
Oh no, I'm sorry. Maybe yeah. After you defecate and go to wipe your ass, and there is nothing on the toilet paper, also called a clean number 2. A clean number 2.
Wow.
Lynn's not here, so I'm going all.
I'm speechless.
Yeah, Lynn would not tolerate that. She doesn't like the poopy
She doesn't like
stuff.
poop.
Well, actually, she'd like that then because it's sort
There's
of.
no poop.
There is no
There's
poop
no poop.
involved.
Yeah, I'm sorry, she's not
It's where you
here.
take a shit and you just go, oh,
Oh,
hey, cool.
Lord.
Friend of mine
It's like
calls
it disappeared and became
Yeah.
this show.
Great.
Wait, I know I took a crap.
Okay.
I'm rating that one 76 out of 77.
Okay. All right. The next one,
Please.
I think I'm pronouncing this correctly. Taphophilia.
Nobody is going to correct you.
Not
Run
in
with it.
this group.
No.
Taphophilia. It's a sexual fetish of being buried alive.
Ah.
Are you?
No, that's like a real
serious?
thing.
That's a real word.
It's not a fear. It's a fetish. Oh, like
A fetish.
what's that thing where people want to have sex with dead people?
Necrophilia.
That's
Necrophilia.
necrophilia, and that's actually one that I wrote down and then crossed out.
So, like, where do you
Mhm.
think they bury each other? Like, do you just, go out in the backyard and
I
you're like,
backyard?
I really want you to
I
bury
think
me.
you
It'll
can
turn
only
me on.
experiment with this
this is
one
a total
once.
turn on for me. Can we do this later at least?
Yeah, this is a one and done.
Yeah.
You know,
Are you?
think he died happy.
But I'm not sure.
You know, there's sometimes you have like a private family burial. This would be even a step more intimate and private than that.
See, this is one of those where a safety word wouldn't even help. Because there's 4 feet of dirt over you, and who's going to hear?
Oh,
6 feet.
boy.
6 feet.
6
Right?
feet.
Yeah,
Yeah,
6
well,
feet.
I was thinking that he'd yell at 4 feet.
Can't freaking believe this. Oh, Lord.
That's really dumb.
I don't know that I can top these.
There are really some dumb people in the world.
Wow.
I looked it up. It's a thing.
Okay.
Do you think I could go on Tinder and find
Taphilia.
a kindred spirit that might
Right.
be into that?
Right.
There's probably a website somewhere.
There has to be. There has to be.
It kind
Right.
of
They have
makes sense.
X-rays or something.
Can we
makes
look
sense.
into that right now? There's a website to
No.
go into it?
We've got our
Brad?
research department on it.
They get you.
It's spelled like this.
They get their picture taken with a shovel.
It makes sense. It's like epitaph.
People
tap-
know who are into it.
Taphilia?
They know what that means. The general public might miss it, but
Okay, sorry.
Do you want?
then there's like a golden
pic-
shovel.
Do you want pictures of it?
Oh, are there pictures?
I came for the groundbreaking. Dude,
Done.
you got the wrong place.
Nice.
Is this what you do when I'm not home? Really?
I have a lot of
Wow.
groundbreaking ceremonies.
Wow. Hold on while I give you the golden spade. It may feel a bit degrading, but
So
It
all right,
is.
just go on.
Let's
here.
move on.
Okay.
For God's
All right.
sake.
All right. Number 3, pumpkin poker. Pumpkin dash poker.
Wait.
Well, it's
what's
kind
it
of
like?
different.
It's a hyphenated.
Okay.
Okay.
Pumpkin poker.
Like a public radio name. It's
Mhm.
hyphenated. Okay.
Mhm. One who engages in sexual intercourse with a woman whose skin is tanned to an orange hue, resembling a pumpkin.
Under above ground or underneath?
Wow.
I'll refrain
I'm gonna
from
give
making
that
any political connections. to
4
the
out of
orange skin
77.
tanning. Sorry.
No.
All right. Zombie dump.
A zombie
Is this
dump?
related to the ghost?
I'm just imagining a zombie taking a huge shit.
It's when one strains making noises akin to a zombie while defecating.
Don't do it. Don't do Wow.
Wow is right.
Okay.
Yep, this has certainly been interesting.
This is the magic of podcasts where
And
you
then
don't even see it, but you
This
can
last,
You can imagine it.
imagine it. Yes.
I have one last one, and this is more of a.
Oh,
This is more of one where it sounds dirty,
Huh?
but it's actually not. So you have to like guess.
Sturdy or dirty?
Spoiler.
Piloerection.
Ooh,
Pilo? P-Y-L-O
Come on,
or
Elisa.
something?
I
It's
Or-
know.
medical.
It is medical.
Spell
I
it.
should know it.
Pilo.
Ooh.
Hilo.
Pil-
Or pilo.
Small? Pilo.
Pilo erection. You can't just look it up on your laptop, Brad.
Go ahead.
He can.
It's when hair stands on end, as in Goosebumps.
Oh.
Ooh.
Here it is.
Okay.
Goosebump skin. All
Yeah.
right.
Yeah. Wow.
Ooh.
Brad's fact checking me
He is fact checking you.
in real time.
You guys know there is a
Sexy.
website that in real time fact checks our podcasts.
No.
Yeah, it's Big Fat Bloody Mary fact check. Yeah, so you can actually, there's a little pop up window and they'll fact check all of our stuff.
Very nice.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Okay.
fuckers.
We're good.
Yeah, well,
That's all I got. That's all I got,
liars,
Greg.
Liars. That's enough. Thank you.
I know.
Wow.
Yeah.
Those were pretty good. Those were pretty good. Well, now that we're 4 hours into the show,
Yeah.
I would like to sing a song. This is from the Broadway musical Cats.
Memory.
Moving right along, I think it would be a good time to give our thoughts in numeric terms to this Boneyard's Bloody Mary mix. Can we go
Oh.
around the room and give it our final rating?
And can you enlighten Elisa to the rating scale because she's new here?
Oh, that's important.
Well, and each week we get a few new listeners too. So for their benefit, I'll explain. If you don't know, it's the international scale. It's probably used, I think, more in Europe and Australia, even than in the United States. But it's a scale from 1 to 77. 1 being, I don't know, finest call, Bloody Mary mix, just something awful.
God awful.
And then 77 would be the one I make for you.
Oh,
No,
Oh.
that would be the best. So
Yeah.
yeah.
okay.
I
I've got a
think
good idea
Anything
then.
in the
So
70s is
you-
always considered
Yeah.
You're on board with
very
that?
good.
Yeah.
Okay.
Anyway, so let's do it. Let's go around. Elisa, what
All right.
your thoughts? Give it a number.
So on that scale from 1 to 77, I'm a big fan of the savory aspect of this. So I would put it at a 69.
Mhm. Okay, excellent. Brad, what do you think?
So this one, I think, out of all the mixes we've had, the texture on this is really, really interesting because all of us in talking, we've had something end up on our tongue or in our straw that we've had,
I'm chewing right now.
and the whenever I sip this, there always something comes out on tongue. It's right on the front of the tongue, as you said, which gives us a unique taste to this.
Yep.
I think this mix deserves a skewer that has some blue cheese on it, some bacon, and shrimp.
Mhm.
Yes.
And I think
Bingo.
that would
Yes.
totally complement this mix. I also think you want to have a very smooth tasting vodka to
Yeah.
really complement this mix. And I'd also entertain trying it with gin, a real smooth gin.
Mhm.
I think that'd be kind of interesting. So it's not the best that I've tasted, but this is damn good, and I'm giving it a 71.
Nice. Yeah. Mike?
I'm going to give it a solid 74.
Ooh.
People who like to drink their dinner, this is dinner. I mean, this has got meat and potato chunks in it. I mean, it is no,
Not what they are.
no,
I
I
think
know
they're
they're
steak.
not.
I think I
but-
had a piece of steak
yeah,
there.
exactly. It is delicious. I'm a big fan.
Yeah. Excellent. Erica? She's busy reading the
I'm
ingredients.
trying
This is-
to. No, it's very good. I will give it a 65.
Mhm.
But there really are big chunks of. I'm just trying to read the ingredients, like figure out what those chunks are that are coming out my straw, and I don't know yet. But they're good. It's good.
Do you think they're people?
Yes. What I was looking for. That's what I was looking for. People.
I don't know.
Small people.
Yeah. So yeah, here's my take on it. The initial flavors that I pick up are coffee and leather, very
No.
savory. And then comes that tip of the tongue heat that's black pepper. I like it a lot. I think if I was going to drink this all the time, I might throw a little fresh lime into that mix just to liven it up a little bit. Give it,
Yeah.
because I like a little bit of citrus there. But I'm right with you, Brad, on the complementing it with blue cheese, and I mean those would be very complementary flavors with this one. And it's not terribly spicy. I'd probably rate it a little higher if it had more spice because I like a little more spice. But I'm going to give it 432.
No,
Wait,
that's
what is the scale again? Is it
77.
Okay, all right. Then I'm gonna go 73. 73 on this one.
Wow.
Yep, that's my number, and I'm sticking with it.
Wonderful.
Boneyard's Bloody Mary mix. For God's sake, bone responsibly.
Yeah.
They implore us.
Mhm.
Bone
They're not
wiser.
asking so much, are they? So there you have it. That's our take on this mix, and we've enjoyed drinking it. And I also look forward to meeting with Royal Bliss when they're in our fair city, and we're going to do a live broadcast from the historic Cavalier Theater, and they're actually going to do, as I said, a live acoustic song or two for our listeners. Look for that in December. That'll be episode 32.
Did you know that there is a
Well-
ghost in the Cavalier Theater?
I'm not afraid
Honest
of any
to goodness.
ghosts.
No, there
Really?
used to be the community theater,
Yep.
and several years ago they were doing. It was a small cast production, and
Yeah.
a young woman actress was making a crossover through the back of the stage. It's very dark back there, and there's like 3 steps that go up. She was going up those steps. She tripped on her dress and was going down, and someone caught her. And she said, "Oh my God, thank you." And then she just ran off and made her entrance. And then she got done with her scene. She came back, and absolutely no member of the cast, no member of the crew, no one was back there. But someone caught her from
A
falling.
friendly ghost.
A friendly ghost.
Greg was
Yes.
back there.
Okay, I may have groped her a little bit. Nothing's free. I did not know that. That's interesting.
I'm glad that she didn't come forward with her story.
Yeah, I understand the place is haunted with some structural issues as well.
Yes.
Woo! Thank you. So do us a solid, would you, and write us a review on iTunes. Is it asking so much? Just write a few short lines about My Big Fat Bloody Mary podcast. And that'll put you in the drawing for those Royal Bliss CDs that we're going to be giving away. And share it on Facebook. We always appreciate that. Please try to keep up with us. We're on Facebook at My Big Fat Bloody Mary Podcast, on the web at mybigfatbloodymary.com. Hit us up on Twitter at MyBigFatBloodyMary. And we're also on Instagram, Big Fat Bloody Mary. And of course, on Snapchat, we are Big Papa.
Throw your hands in the air if you think you're a player. Papa. Love it when you call me Big Papa.
So this has been episode 23, and we're looking forward to episode 24. So we'll see you next week.